the Honorable Adan Duale, my brother and colleague, who is in charge of Environment and Forestry, Mr. Charles Mchene, Chairman of ABSA Kenya Group, Mr. Abdi Mohammed, the Managing Director and CEO of ABSA Bank Kenya, stakeholders and partners, my schoolmate Karanja, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I make my remarks, allow me, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Minister, to just veer off slightly before I pronounce myself on the launch. First, Chebet, please save me at least 2 jars of honey. When I finish, I will see you at the table where the honey is. The second one is something that I was reflecting on when you talked a lot about Wangari Maathai. And I want, on behalf of environmentalists, to make a very passionate appeal to the ABSA Foundation. And I hope it will sit well with you and with the members here. At Addis Ababa, at the African Union, there are usually some places that are reserved for Africans who have done an outstanding job, and you can then put a life-size bronze statue of that particular individual. Now, I want to let you know that the African Union has reserved space for Wangari Maathai. And that space has been lying bare for a very long time. So my passionate appeal to ABSA is this. Since we are on the very soil that she protected vigorously, and your partners, can I appeal to the ABSA Foundation to take up this challenge with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we link up with the Addis office. You send your experts there, you take the measurements, and if ABSA can finance this bronze statue of Wangari Maathai, which can then be delivered by President William Ruto to Addis and installed at that venue, which is reserved, it would be a great honor. So it's an appeal that I'm making. I hope it will find a soft spot in the hearts of ABSA, because it will be a very strong statement about Kenya's conviction on matters environment, but also a very strong statement to Africa on matters of conservation and extending to the aspects of climate change. So I leave that with you. Now, on a lighter note, I also want to point out that, but we may not deserve that kind of honor like Wangari Maathai, but you know, even politicians can be they can be maverick ones, but once in a while they make some very interesting contributions. And maybe I'll speak to one who is not here with us, but when I'll mention the name, some of you will remember him. During the days of making sure that there's the building of Gabions, Munyonyoko wa Udongo, there was a very powerful and maverick politician in Naivasha called Karaoke Chotara. You know, sometimes somebody can be recognized in a very different way. Do you know, if you go to the new highway and you drive, you're going to Nakuru and beyond, if there's one thing that this maverick politician did, he may have harassed many people, but on this one, he actually planted a lot of trees. And when you drive on the highway through Naivasha, these were Karaoke Chotara's initiative. So I've given you the example of the Rolls Royce in environmental conservation, and I've also given you the example of the other one. I don't want to name another brand of a car because I might get hit for it. So that, to me, I thought is something I can just share with you this morning, but I hope I've made my point. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to join you this morning for this auspicious occasion for the launch of the ABSA Kenya Foundation. You could not have chosen a better venue. Karura Forest is a serene and unique environmental ecosystem that reminds us of our obligations to protect our heritage, a priceless gift from Mother Nature. It also reinforces the compelling need for us to manage our business and our resources sustainably to make the world a better place for the present and future generations. I take this opportunity to commend ABSA Bank Kenya for establishing ABSA Kenya Foundation. You have embarked on a significant journey to uplift the livelihoods of the community that supports your business. It is also worth recognizing that your entry into this ecosystem of social investment will expand, diversify, and enrich the social capital ecosystem. You are walking on a pathway that other corporate philanthropists, including Safaricom Foundation, whom you have partnered with, M-Pesa Foundation and MasterCard Foundation, have charted through their contribution to the betterment of society. These corporate foundations, collaborating with donors and invested billions of shillings in strategic community empowerment programs that have changed the livelihoods of millions of Kenyans. The government appreciates the focus of your foundation on priority areas of our economic development, including entrepreneurship, education, and skills, resource management, health, and humanitarian relief. These economic and social development pillars will support the bottom-up economic transformation agenda and Kenya Vision 2030. It is gratifying to note that you have made the central pillar of ABSA Foundation engagement with the community. You are making a commitment to invest in the future and contribute to Kenya's social and economic transformation. Your support will help address the critical financial and capacity needs of our micro, small, and medium enterprises. These enterprises spread across all sectors of our country and are the bedrock of our economy. They employ over 15 million Kenyans and contribute about 30% of the gross domestic product. The creation of such an ecosystem of support, whether it is through financial, education, mentorship, or access to tailored banking solutions, will help lift entrepreneurs and small businesses out of survival mode and enable them to thrive and scale. Bringing together the private and public sectors can assist in establishing a healthy entrepreneurial environment that supports economic growth, drives innovation, and creates jobs particularly for our youthful population. This is especially critical for our country now as we confront the challenge of creating viable opportunities for our generation Zs or Z, who have a right to be economically empowered, to access sustainable means to a decent livelihood. Furthermore, you have underlined your commitment to support education and skills programs to enhance the employability of our young people. This is particularly important for our country, given that 70% of our population is 35 years of age and below. The other pillar of your social investment program is health, which touches the lives of majority of Kenyans across all counties. This is particularly thoughtful of you, considering the challenges we experience in delivering quality and affordable healthcare. I urge you to partner with the Ministry of Health, particularly at this time when they are transitioning into a more robust and transformative healthcare financing system for all Kenyans. Your collaboration, especially through strategic health finance models, health technology and innovation, will make an important contribution and impact to Kenyans at the bottom of the pyramid, including those from the marginalized communities. I note you have a pillar on humanitarian relief, through which you will provide targeted support to vulnerable and underserved communities, including women, youth, and people living with disabilities. This is perfectly aligned with the government's policy of equity and inclusivity to ensure that every Kenyan, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to contribute and to benefit from our nation's economic growth. Our mantra is that no one should be left behind in our social and economic transformation journey. The last pillar of your engagement is on resource management, which gives you an opportunity to join the global initiative of addressing critical climate change and resilience issues. Your choice of Karura forests for this important event reaffirms your commitment to support Kenya in managing the impact of climate-related shocks, including frequent drought and severe flooding. Your efforts will no doubt make a difference in our agenda for green growth. I presume you will take this opportunity to identify critical areas of collaboration, including supporting the government to scale up the ongoing tree planting agenda. This will enable us to achieve the target of planting 15 billion trees even before 2032. And my colleague has spoken elaborately on this. We must also broaden the horizon by considering new areas where the government and the financial services sector can work together, enhance climate change adaptation and mitigation, including jointly mobilizing capital, driving innovation, and establishing frameworks for promoting sustainable development. The launch of ABSA Foundation is also particularly timely. The considerable pressure on government resources resulting from limited tax and external resources available to support competing poverty alleviation and growth challenges, including priority programs in education, health, infrastructure, and climate change-induced vulnerabilities. The government does not have the capacity to singularly address all these competing priorities. This underscores the urgent need for leveraging collaboration and partnerships between the government, private sector, and other stakeholders to scale up support for enterprise development. The convergence of the public and private sectors therefore represents a potent alliance capable of propelling innovation and instigating change. This collaborative approach enables us to harness the respective strengths of each other, with the public sector predominantly focused on championing equity and justice, while the private sector contributes through its finance, agility, and capacity for innovation. It is inspiring to see so many responsible corporate organizations and development institutions gathered here today, further cementing the recognition of the immense power of partnerships in reshaping our society and making it a better place for the present and future generations. We have the perfect opportunity to exchange ideas on how to harness the synergy of diverse perspectives, resources, and expertise that will contribute to meaningful progress. I assure you that the government maintains an open policy and welcomes ideas on how we can jointly scale up interventions to address the challenges facing our communities and promote shared prosperity for all. Let me conclude by once again appreciating the ABSA Bank leadership and community for making a significant decision to walk in the footsteps of those who have gone ahead on this incredible journey of investing in the people and communities. I wish to recognize the collaboration and partnerships that you bring to the table, which will help you scale up your strategic interventions across sectors and regions. You are certainly creating a powerful vehicle for sustainable change. A long journey is always challenging when you walk alone, but walking together, we have an opportunity to support each other all the way to a sustainable future. To quote a renowned American author, Helen Keller, who spent her life helping others, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. It is now my singular pleasure and honor to declare the ABSA Kenya Foundation officially launched. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much.